Welcome back to the Chill Sounds and Breakdowns podcast. We got episode 20-something. It's probably 29, I think. Is it 29? Do you know?
I do not know.
Yeah, anyways. Today I have a really great friend of mine. Some know him as America's Sweetheart, and then, some other people know him as the Grim Reaper. So we're going to get to talk to him. But today we have my guy, Edward Oropeza.
Howdy.
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. Happy to finally be doing it after a few weeks of talking about it.
I know. We keep saying that we're gonna do it, and we don't. And I feel like every time we get a chance to try to do it, we have to do something else. I stay pretty busy, and I know that you freaking do, because not only do you do all NoiseROT stuff, but you're in every band that I know of. Let's start off with that. Let's list them off. How many? What bands do you play for?
As of the past. I was surprised. As of these next 2 months, if we're counting March to April,
okay,
I'll have played with. So I guess starting off with Ryker Hall, our good friend Ryker.
Yeah.
He's been gracious enough to let us be his backing band. Then we got the Optimist. We just played with them last week. Got Karama this weekend.
Okay.
Got Ballista show next Wednesday, and then under Oblivion.
Oh yeah. I don't know. We literally just announced today the 420 fest that we're doing, the 420 Takedown, and we're playing that, and that does, yeah. I mean, I guess if you include, that's why. I guess that's specifically you were like, well, these next 2 months, because we are playing that show.
I have to highlight it just because, if we're talking these, because obviously Under Oblivion doesn't do a lot. This is the one-off. Even Jesse was surprised in the chat. And then the Optimist, who also doesn't really do much except for that one show last week.
But I mean, all y'all have other projects that you've started at the same time, so.
Yeah,
because I know the dudes from the Optimist do what
Amnesia Garden,
and then Robert does what Soledad too.
Yeah, I think it's another band called Ballista.
And he does Ballista, yeah. Okay. See, you know what I mean? You guys just do every project, so you have your favorites, I'm sure, of what you guys want to work on. I know you pretty much, as long as I know you, just love playing, so any chance that you get to play, you kind of do it. And I've seen that over the years with how many bands that you've actually played with. But dude, how is it really I know you play in a lot of bands. Is it really just because you love playing?
Yeah, it's a lot of that. I love playing, and it's having a little bit of the free time to do it, or being able to carve out some of it. But if it was doing the Optimist and Under Oblivion along with everybody else all the time, I'd probably be stretched very, very thin.
Really? Why?
Just because it's obviously you want to be contributing person to every single one of them. You don't want to be dead weight, but right now, just because it's been oh, well, we're gonna play this show. Oh, we're also gonna play this show, and these two separate bands, and then everybody else also writing and practicing in the middle of it. I would be very, very stressed. Yeah. My bandwidth has been feeling limited as I'm catching myself being oh, maybe I should dwindle my things down
a little bit to which one, to the ones that you actually really, really want to do. And again, I feel you want to do all of them. If you could, you would do all of them. But time and just taking time to take a break, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I always wonder. I'm you and I look at DJ and Dizzy and stuff like that, and I'm just where do they find the time to do anything at all? You know what I mean? And I say that looking at other people, and then I look at workload that I have to be doing, and I'm you don't have time either. But you still do dumb shit and it wastes time.
Yeah. But it's when somebody cancels on you, you're all right, cool.
Sometimes, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm you know what? Thank you. I needed the break.
Yeah.
Cool. So you've obviously been playing a bunch of shows everywhere. What was the festival that you just did with of Ballista, right?
Yeah.
Living out of town.
Yeah, it was. I had the pleasure of playing LDB with them, which is Life and Death Brigade in Louisville, Kentucky, and that was an experience. Like it was a great time.
That seems nuts. Like that's like I didn't realize what it was until like I saw clips of it, and I was like, oh, that's like where I see all the videos like come from, that like giant ass warehouse looking place, and it's just like full of people just like going crazy. Like, was that like your experience all day like there?
Yeah. It was like from beginning to end, it was just fucking ass beater music after another ass beater, and a lot of kind of reputable hardcore bands that were playing, and then like some new like comers, and then there's us playing along, just happy to be there and shit, and like it was fucking cool. The not so cool part about it was like being stressed, like just because I'm like, oh shit, like I really want to do like good for like the 20 minutes that we have. Yeah. And then also on top of that, I was like working like the 2 days leading up to it. So
what do you mean?
Like I was like we'd left Wednesday, just traveled like the entire day, like driving. Well, Zach did all the driving, but I was working from like our Airbnb, like actually working. Yeah.
So, because you can do remote work, right? So you took you took your setup with you.
Yeah. So I just took my laptop, and then I was like, I was in the process of actually training for the role that I'm doing now.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it was just
some
like,
you actually like can't like autopilot, like you said shit that you have to like actually pay attention to those days.
Yeah.
So important days.
Yeah, and like I had the person whose like role I was gonna fill, like them like running me through the processes and shit, and like meanwhile like like everybody's around me, and some of them are like playing pool, and like I'll have to go upstairs to be like in a quiet area, and everybody's like, all right, we're gonna go to the festival, see ya, and I'm like, all right, I'll catch y'all later. So I missed like a good chunk of bands probably on Friday, and then Thursday I only missed like a few bands. Honestly, I was still able to catch Gagging Order, who like we were with the Airbnb with, but I just like got done with work, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna hop on this little bird scooter, and then I'm gonna fucking just travel like 20 minutes there. It was
you
fun.
You scootered 20 minutes to the festival?
Yeah. It only cost me $11. It was tight.
There you go. It's probably cheaper than what
Louisville.
the Uber was.
Yeah, I got to see Louisville, like, or at least like the areas of it, like from our Airbnb to like where it was, and I was like, this is cool. Like, I don't mind at all. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a nice time. You got to get a little scenic route. Bird scooter all the way to the festival. Yeah. Damn. Hell
10-10 recommend.
10-10.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have. I think when I went to Voodoo Festival, like it was so
in
much
Louisiana.
In Louisiana, yeah.
The fuck? When did you go?
That was years ago. Me and DJ went down there. I don't know why he had tickets. Yeah. Oh, do you know DJ?
Who?
His name is Daniel Alvarez, but he goes by DJ. You know what DJ stands for? Off the top of your head, what's the first name?
I've seen him walk with a limp. I feel like it's maybe Dick Ginormous.
Right on the money. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
He's gonna hate us.
He's gonna. We can't let it go by and not do that joke.
No, we gotta let everybody know.
Everybody needs to know. All right.
He's not only packing, he eats. That's not the only.
Hold on. That one maybe we can't say. Oh shit.
Tune in for the next Chill Sounds.
We break down
Anyhow.
Dick Ginormous. I mean Daniel Alvarez.
And it pops off.
Oh my god. Speaking of DJ, so this year we started NoiseROT, like DJ, you and I, and then Bernice. How have you been feeling with that?
I was talking to. I had the chance to talk to you about it yesterday. Also, talking about it like I guess within the past week, but just I've been telling you that I feel bad just because I haven't been able to like contribute as much or not as much as I initially thought. And then I don't know. It's just like little things here and there that I'm like, shit, I could have done that better. Or like, fuck, I'm like not doing my part in certain things. But overall, like. It was the Hunt the Dinosaur show that we just did last Saturday.
Yeah.
That show, and then also the there was another like Haltom Theater show. It was the one where I don't remember. I think it was the Anox one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those two shows, like I feel like we all individually had like our own shit going on, like our own mental like barriers and like we were all in a not so great headspace individually. But I think the cool thing, my favorite part about it was that, yeah, we were all dealing with our own issues, but we were able to kind of come together and like we were able to ride the wave together, to like ride the wave out.
Yeah, I feel like we get like we were talking and I think we are all of us very hard on ourselves, which again, and then there's a lot of pressure we're putting on ourselves. And when you look at it, like we've been a company for 3 months, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and so that's what I'm trying to remember,
we're super new at this, and like every time like something doesn't work out exactly, or I didn't like just speaking personally, like I didn't anticipate something, or I didn't do something right, or every time like something happens and I feel like, oh, I could have done this like a lot better, or this idea I wish I would have had that before, kind of thing. I have to kind of like take a step back and be like, all right, like we're learning, you know what I mean? Like we don't even have like, we barely have a quarter of a year like in, you know what I mean? Like learning how to do this stuff. I know like with booking and things like that, like DJ has been doing that for quite a bit of me. I'm learning that part like a little bit like at a time myself. And even like the part that I help out with most is like content creating, things like that. And even then, like I've done it for myself, like, but I haven't done it for like branding wise, so like getting used to how to do that and being able to bring like creativity and working with other people. Because I'm like, I feel like the last like creative thing that I was content creating was like the vlog and shit that I was doing.
Yeah.
So like people help, like I had like obviously like my friends going up, but like everything as far as like once stuff was edited or stuff was posted or how it was marketed, like that was all like me, you know what I mean? So like working in a team now and being able to be like, oh, like, yeah, help me out with this. It's kind of like new to me. So getting used to that. And again, it's all been new. But yeah, you're right. Like certain shows just like make it feel completely worth it. You know what I mean? Like I think for me, like our very first show, like
Kurt
made
Travis.
me love it. Just made me like, and it just the feeling of that, the night itself, just like it was so fun. And I felt like I was like, this is the element I want to be in, you know what I mean? Like this is cool. That, and then
I had a lot of anxiety going into that one too, but I'm not sure if it was like I told you, like I had like done a little bit of like substance before that, like with microdosing, and I was just like this is not helping out any like in any capacity. It just did the completely like opposite effect of whatever I thought it was going to be, while I'm also like still working in your room.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Because you came over to work from here.
Yeah.
To be able to make it to the show like in time. Yeah, I mean it was. Again, but we're all like doing things to make it work. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
which is cool. It gives you a sense of like, I don't know, like a sense of purpose of like something to do. Like I don't know, like I love doing that. The Saint Blonde show, the Hunt the Dinosaur show was really fucking cool. I had like the same feelings at all like these things. I'm like, yeah, like you know what? Like I freak out and then like I have moments where I'm like I can't figure stuff out, but then like I see like the event happen and I'm like, this is great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is great. Like this is why like the stress is there, or like why like we're being hard on ourselves, because we want to make fun like events where people like have a great time, and people like have been. You know what I mean? And I completely like enjoy it.
Yeah, 100%. Like even with that, I think it's been a lot of highs and lows. Like you just within that small like frame, like time frame, because even with the Hunt the Dinosaur show, what we showed up like around 4 or 5, and like it wasn't probably until like maybe 8 that I'm like, all right, you know what? Life ain't too bad. This is pretty cool. Like
that's true. You know what I mean? Like I got there and I was like, oh, like I wasn't expecting like these hurdles right when I got here. Like and I'm like, okay, and then like figuring out. But that I mean that was like kind of weird. Like just the whole fire marshal thing, which is kind of insane. You know what I mean? That's been happening up and down Deep Ellum. You know what I mean? Like we learned about that,
and that freaked me the fuck out. Like
I mean, what that was, I guess for people who like are just like, I mean, we're just having a conversation, but like for people who don't know what we're talking about, like apparently like the fire marshal went down Deep Ellum, and all these venues that had really, I mean, decent caps on them were significantly lowered. I think, for example, like we heard like Club Dada is normally like 400. It got dropped down to 90 capacity.
Yeah,
and
like
then,
90 to 100. Just because of the sprinklers. Sprinklers.
Exactly. And then I think 3 Links where we were at, it was like 350.
No, I think it's typically like 125 to 150
something
there.
Like that. Yeah, and then
they shut it down for their anniversary show. That's like the fire marshals came through.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was that day. But yeah, it's what was 75. Then I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
So it changes a lot of things, and immediately like you have to figure things out on the fly. But so we were like, oh, okay, we definitely can't sell as many like tickets as we like thought we could in here. So then you got to analyze all these things. And again, these are like things that are new, like that we have to worry about. Like, oh, like costs and stuff. Like we still have to be able to pay like for things and figure things out. But you know what I mean? Like we do, and I think we all help each other. Like I know we're trying to figure out, like, we don't all have to be at these events, but I was kind of happy that, like, we were all there because it kind of helped me calm down.
Yeah.
And, like, I think we all helped because we were all stressing about one thing or the other, and we all kind of, like, I felt like it went in a circle. Like, someone helped, like, I think, like, someone helped me, like, de-stress, and I was trying to help somebody else de-stress, and, like, it just, like, we helped each other out. So it's fun. It's a fun adventure. Like, it keeps us on our toes a lot of the time. You know what I mean?
Without a doubt. Like with the whole capacity thing, I didn't anticipate. I think I hit up like DJ maybe like the night before or like 2 nights before, and I was like, hey, so apparently this is happening. And then looking back, like in retrospect, I'm like, you know what, I probably should have like provided a bit more of like a better solution instead of just being like, hey, there's a issue with capacity, we might have to encounter that. And so that's just like another one of those hurdles of just like working within like the 4 of us and kind of how to navigate some of those obstacles. But I think all in all, like at the end of the day, I kind of came back and I was like, hey, you know what? I think I like sound off the alarm a little too quickly, so my bad. Really sorry for that. I think we're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Like regardless of things, like we might break even. Like, and that's, you know, we're just gonna call it. It's gonna be like whatever. But though we had like I guess all of these preconceived notions like going into it, or like perceptions of what the night was gonna be like. And whenever it finally came out, it was like. The whole like 3 Link staff like really enjoyed us. Like
they were super nice, like all of them, and I that's one of the things that like kind of again is another it's another thing that adds to like the fulfillment, the feeling of fulfillment is like meeting all these people and like and people wanting to work with people again and them wanting to do the same, you know what I mean, like, and then like getting like referrals from them to like work with other people, and I'm like, that's cool. But like the 3 Link staff was you know amazing. Like they were super nice. The bands were like super cool. Like I got to talk to the Salt guys for like a little bit, which was like kind of cool.
Shout out Grant. Shout out Spencer. Shout out Josh.
The fact that they took notice of the little like promotional videos that we were like making for them. They're like, oh, like that was cool. I'm like, oh.
Sarah and the Safe Word caught that too.
Sarah and Safe Word did too. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of cool that like people are noticing the effort from what I've heard, like from what bands have like told me and like what they've told like us in just general.
Sarah and the Safe Word, they were like, I can't believe you guys went out of your way to like get everything on the Ryker, and I'm like, you're welcome.
Which is new, you know what I mean? Like, oh, Ryder's like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like,
no, it was specific.
But you know what I mean? Like but you know, and even them like being able to. Because they had an accident literally the day before they were supposed to come play over here, and the whole band couldn't even make it, but they still like showed up and still like full assed it, you know what I mean? Like I didn't see like, oh, like we're just gonna half-ass the show kind of thing. Like they put that whole Badusi into it, you know what I mean? And
they popped it too.
But like they performed and they I don't know. I'm like, what? But like they performed and they played their ass off, you know what I mean? And it was so good, and that's kind of the thing that I feel like people are noticing. Like people are wanting to as long as we can feel good about what we're doing and making sure that we're putting in the effort to these things, I think people will take notice, and I think people have.
Yeah.
But yeah, meeting people is that's another bonus of like this whole thing.
Yeah.
So far, who would you want to, like, let's say if you could like bring anybody and work with somebody, who are like some artists that you would like want to work with?
You said artists, right?
Artists, yeah.
Plural? Oh, shit.
Yeah,
All right.
you can pick whoever you want.
Yeah.
I'm not saying your favorite people. I'm just saying who would you want to?
Off the top of my head, because I want to see them next week, Fruit Bats. I really like Fruit Bats.
Mm.
Yeah. I know I've mentioned to you I really like indie music as well, and you're like, what the fuck even is that?
Indie music is just independent, man.
Yeah. But it's my favorite. I like it. I get off on it. No, like I'd want to work with Illuminati Hotties, just because I feel like Illuminati Hotties and Rosie Tucker, actually, I think like both of them really got me back into the groove of really like enjoying music again, like a few years back, like 2019. Before that, I was just like, you know, like, okay, I'll check out these metal bands and whatever, do all that. But then it was like, oh, this is different, but it's cool. Yeah. Like, I really like it. How do I get more of it? And so them two, that'd be fucking rad. They don't have to be together. Like, it, yeah, just in itself. Mini Trees, they're also from California in that realm. Mamalarkey, because they're in Austin.
Mamalarkey?
And Mamalarkey, yeah. Yeah, they're in Austin. I do want to work with them, because I'm also like, how do I do that? How do we get that?
The thing is, like, how do you do it? Is like, I look at DJ, I'm like, oh, you just shoot the shot. Like, that's all it is. Like, if you miss, like, they still, like, they're still opening doors, you know what I mean? Like, to stuff. But I would probably, that's why I'm glad that it's not me doing the boogie, because I'm very, like, I'm doing better at not being pessimistic about things and not being like, we can't do that. I'm like, I just, like, try to be like, it can be done, like, we're just gonna have to do, like, work for it. But that's one thing that I've always, like, struggled with, is that shot. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. And, like, why not? Like, what are they going to say, kind of thing? But that's kind of, like, I've seen that happen and develop with, like, things that we have, like, coming up. And I'm like, oh, okay. You just have to try. And if not, it opens up a door to something else. You know what I mean? Yeah. The Kurt Travis show is a very, like a great example of, like, that. You know what I mean? Like, we're like, I saw it. I'm like, hey, there's no date on there. I was like, and I was, like, joking. And then, like, we kind of, like, do, and it's like, no, we didn't get it. And then I was like, all right, like, we'll see what happens. And then they come back to us because, like, whatever fell through, and then we're like, oh, okay, cool, we got it. And, like, we got, like, something, you know what I mean, crazy.
First show, baby.
And first show. And like I said, I love that too, because, like, again, everybody who played that was on tour was, like, super cool.
Insane.
I know DJ had already, like, known, like, Kai and the Catbamboo, like, guys. But, like, that's gonna stop. His name is David or Dan? David, right? From Sonny Bronco?
That's a good
I can't
question.
remember, man. But I know it's the dudes from Sonny Bronco was, like, super cool. Yeah. And, like, we got to talk to, like, him quite a bit. I think at least, like, I did a little bit more to him individually than everybody else. And he's super open. And, like, to this day, like, we're still, like, kind of talking about, like, stuff that we're working on, like that. And that's like I said, it was a combination of, like, it was a great show. Like, did, again, what I've been, like, talking about, what networking is. It's just, like, it's just talking to people. And I felt like I had, like, I've got my groove into, like, those, and I talked to, like, several people.
I've seen that from you. It was at the Enoch show, and I was like, I remember, like, again, just because that one was kind of pivotal, like, we were all going through our own shit. And so I remember being next to Bernice, and I was just like, look at him over there. He's networking. Look at him. He looks so fucking cute. I'm so fucking proud right now. Like I don't know. It's super fucking cool to see all of us doing something that we enjoy. Yeah. And getting a little bit out of our, out of our shells. And growing, just, like, above all, like, growing. We're doing things. We're involved in music. Like, that's after the pandemic, and just after years of, like, being focused in bands or like other things. We're now seeing this other world, and it's like, well, we're all having a good time.
And it's still fun, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, other than stress, I'm like, because I was seeing, whenever I would see, like, I guess when we were, like, when I was playing, I was like, oh, like, booking shows, man, like, it just seems like a lot of work. Like, it doesn't seem fun. Yeah. And, like, and I would just see it from that way, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't understand it. And then, like, now being part of it, like, I get to go to shows, and like not every band is bands that I would normally go out to see. So now like, and it gives it. So I go out to shows now. Even like there are shows, and I'm like, oh, I get to see bands that I wouldn't normally see. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, also I get to like talk to these people, like if I want to, like and meet a whole bunch of like whatever their crowd is. Get to meet people from there, and also it gives me the drive to want to go out to other shows. You know what I mean? Like yesterday, I mean DJ gifted us tickets to go to Cheapsteaks and see the Dangerous Summer.
Yeah.
And then Corey Wells, which is like again, I knew one song. And that song was like literally, I'm like, oh my god, like I never thought I'd listen to that song, but it's breaking me into a spirit that I feel like I've been missing for quite a while, which is like going out and just being out in music, mm-hmm. and
it's giving you life.
Yeah, it really is, and
that's probably one of the main reasons I go to as many shows as I can.
You do. I'm telling you, like I don't know. I like if we talk about that, how many days do you actually spend at home? That you would say, let's say out of a week.
Out of a week, maybe like 1 or 2.
Right? Yeah. Okay, because I was like looking. I'm like
sometimes not even
with shows.
Yeah.
With like just responsibilities, and then like with playing them, I'm like, there's probably like barely any time where you get to spend like actually at home. You know what I mean?
So sometimes I'm like trying to like calculate how much sleep I can maybe get and like squeeze it in there, when also still trying to like you mentioned other responsibilities. Like I've been trying to work out and like get back on that routine for a long fucking time, and it's hard because I'm like, anytime that alarm goes off at 5:30, I'm like, fuck, I'm tired. And then it just keeps on going.
You know what's weird is this is I was talking to you, and I think I was talking to DJ about it, but I am terrible at structuring time if they give it to me. Mm-hmm. So by what I mean, like, so I've been off since last Wednesday. You know what I mean? So I've been off, but
for a solid week now
have not been. Yeah, I go back to work tomorrow, so it's a whole. I think it was 8 days. Mm-hmm. Did not produce as much as I thought I was going to do, and I've had those same weeks where I work and I produce like a shit ton, and I'm like, I don't know. I have a terrible like on my own like mentality. Like if it's up to me, I'm like, it's not. I don't know how to structure well, because like when I work, I can structure and like going to the gym, because I'm like, oh, I know I need to do it before I have to go to work. I'm like, oh, and I come back and I'm like, oh, I know I have time to get here, eat, and then boom, pop up the laptop, let's start editing something. And it's weird, but when I have a whole day, I think I'm like, I have a whole day to get this done, and then like I don't get it done, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened to the entire day? You know what I mean? And that's on top of other stuff that you're like dealing with, which it's just stuff that I'm associating some to that, but also like structuring time like is pretty tough when you don't have a full structure. So like, which I'm like, I'm gonna need to get that together once this like because I mean we're starting off, but eventually like this business, like what if it kicks off? That's the way I want to think about it.
You raggedy bitches.
Like kidding. it's gotta kick off, and I'm like, oh, okay, then all of that is like just our business, like, so it's gonna have to be structured in a way of like working on things continuously. Mm-hmm. But it is a thing just that I've like tried to put into perspective and be like, okay, I have to think about that. Like I have to think about how to get like stuff in order and work it out, which
I think they say it in Latin, it's carpet dime, something like that.
Carpet dimes?
Yeah, carpet dime.
That's like
seize the day.
Yeah, carpet dimes.
Yeah. So
you gotta seize the day. Dimes and
you gotta seize the day.
Oh.
Before it seizes you.
Ceases and desist.
Mm-hmm.
Order. Gagging order.
We haven't gotten any of those yet. I'm happy about that.
What?
Any like cease and desists?
I mean, what would they cease and desist?
D's nuts.
You fucking asshole.
Oh god.
Oh man.
Watch us like down the line whenever like they're coming after us for like tax evasion because of like some Eventbrite stuff. They're gonna be like, so you want us to seize your nuts, huh?
Like, yes,
and
Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
I stand in court. I stand by that. Do not strike that from the record. That's how they presented evidence. So when they said cease and desist, you replied, cease and desist these nuts.
And I quote verbatim.
He's like, verbatim. Yes, that is what it's.
Yeah.
He's like, you want me to read the transcript? I feel like you're not gonna really convey it if it's not in my voice.
I feel like I can encapsulate myself better than you're doing.
Yeah,
so
you're
let
not
me
doing
take
it
that.
justice.
Yeah. The fucking irony.
He's like, all right, court is adjourned. So he's like, sit your ass back down. So like I said at the beginning of this podcast, I said one of your nicknames is America's Sweetheart, and that's easy to explain. That's just because you're super sweet.
Thank you.
You like sweet things.
I do.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? You're a very dessert person. Cinnamon rolls that on the top of that list, I believe.
Yeah, cinnamon rolls. I really like cinnamon rolls. I'm trying to go back to Utah because Angelica showed me a badass coffee place called River Rock Cafe. They got like 2 locations. Anyhow, they got some good iced coffee, but damn, their cinnamon rolls are good. I don't know what the fuck they're doing that Buc-ee's isn't and Whataburger is not.
Crack.
Yeah.
I heard crack and heroin's pretty big in Utah.
Heard.
Yeah.
Heard.
Yeah. Anyways. I was trying to see how long you go quiet. I'm like, no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
But the second nickname I called you was the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
All right. Would you like to explain that?
I feel like you do a better job of like the execution. Yeah, I don't. You came up with it. I don't want to take it away from you. I feel like it would be the same thing as like the jury thing. It's like I won't be able to encapsulate you as well.
Okay,
I won't do it justice.
So this was just an observation I had made, and I was like, so this happened. So you joined our band under Oblivion. How long were we technically in it before we broke up? Was it like?
I think I joined y'all like 2019. Like
we played,
I think like
2 shows, right?
Yeah, no,
2 or 3?
no, I don't think we got to 3.
Oh no, we only played 1, 2, 2, I think, and they were both at Gary's, right?
Really?
Oh, we played 1 at Gary's. I know that.
Yeah, I know we played 1 at Gary's. That was like
it
the
just
initial.
1
I think so.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Just 1. Oh yeah. You didn't play the other one. You were there though, and you helped us break down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Timing is cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. So, anyways, you joined the band, and we played 1 show, and then we tried to take some time off to write, and then we were bad at that. Not at writing, just writing in a whole song.
Yeah. Then life happens.
Life happens, and then pandemic happened when we were supposed to play a show again. And then we were supposed to play another show. Anyways, long story short, it's already been a while. The band broke up. And I was like, damn, man, the band broke up. And I started noticing that you play for a lot of bands.
Mayhaps.
And I'm like, you know what? This isn't an isolated incident. It's like, you've been playing in a bunch of bands, and they've been breaking up. And we weren't the first victim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, because we got Via Versus.
Yeah, that one was on its way out though.
We got City South.
Yeah, that one. Now, yeah.
Who's the other? I forgot. We got us, and then we have. Actually, I don't know if I can say the other ones.
Broke Alley.
Are they broken up officially now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everybody made a post about it a few months back.
Okay,
yeah.
so Brook Alley.
Yeah, Brook Alley for sure.
Okay, Brook Alley. So that's 4, and I was like, man, like you keep joining bands, and they just keep dying.
Well,
I was like, maybe it's not the bands. Like maybe, and I'm saying it's not a bad thing. I don't think. You know what I mean? Being a Grim Reaper, maybe you just like you find, because I feel like for us it was time. You know what I mean? Like even before that. So I think you just came to help us out and just like, hey, like it's time, and it was like
I'm the caretaker.
Yeah, you just come up. It's like that meme. It's like were we a good man? It's like I'm told you we're a great band, and you just take us out of the game. You know what I mean?
God.
I just thought it was funny, and I'm like, then I was like, man, I wonder if it actually like if he's bothered by that.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not at all bothered. I guess you could say I'm no savior. Like the band.
Are you joining No Savior next?
No.
Please stay away from John Tollison, okay? I like that band. Yeah, but I thought that shit was funny. I was like, to poke fun of somebody, but I was like, oh, like, then I feel like, because you like, when I remember when I brought it up to you, you like had a second, and you were like, oh, like, it was kind of like a realization moment, and I was like, oh shit, is this really happening?
Well, I mean, sometimes like you're too caught up in your own like head or in your own life, and you don't really realize what you're doing. So hearing you say it, I'm like, yeah, you probably you got a point. Yeah, I do have a track record, huh?
Yeah,
it's
kind of, but I mean,
Ryker's still around.
Ryker's still around. You got some. You're in some good bands though.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I mean?
Under Oblivion's kind of still around.
They're not around. All right, we're playing one-off show, which honestly, like,
where are you playing the one-off show, by the way?
Oh, it's this festival. It's a music festival and arts and food will be there as well.
Are they gonna have vegan options?
It's gonna have vegan options.
Okay.
If you like video games, we're gonna have those. You like busting ass, we're gonna have a mechanical bull.
I like busting.
You like. We're gonna have that too. All right. If you're lucky enough, we got an after party. That'll help with that, hopefully. But yeah, music festival that we at NoiseROT are working with Dallas Indie Entertainment, or Independent Entertainment. Yeah. It's Die, and then it's called 420 Takedown. All right, the 420 Takedown.
But it's not on 420.
It's not on 420 because you're gonna be too high on 420 to want to come out to anything. So we took that into consideration. We want to make sure you want to party. So it's on April 23rd, Saturday, Gary's Garage, 1515 East Belknap, Fort Worth, Texas. I don't know zip code. It's on the flyer. Look it up. Yeah, but you should go. Pre-sales, you can pre-sale. There's gonna be a bunch of dope ass bands.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really good time.
Bands coming back from the dead to play shows. Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be super fun. I didn't think that practicing the other day. I haven't like practiced in anything for like years, but like it was a rough time. Don't get me wrong, because like I haven't like screamed in like a long time, and I was just like, ooh,
you
like,
sound fine now though. Like I saw you. That was what, Monday? Mm-hmm. Tuesday I didn't see you. Wednesday I saw you yesterday.
Tuesday I sounded fine. I was just in pain, like because the first half of that practice, like I was screaming wrong. Because I was like, oh, I really did forget like how to do that, and then the second half, I was like, oh, okay, like I can do like this again. Yeah. But a bit of damage was already done, so I was like, okay, like I just gonna have to take this. But that was just like the Tuesday, and then like it's been getting better. I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of got it now. But that felt so cool. I'm like, oh, damn, like. So doing all like the NoiseROT and like stuff event and like content creating is like super fun, but I realized like fuck, I miss playing music. Like I was like, oh damn, like, and I realized like everybody else still does it, like kind of. I think I mean because you do like, and then like DJ plays like
with Ryker,
and then like Eddie plays in Treehouse.
Yep.
I think, and then Richard's working on something.
Hell yeah. He's too fucking good to like not be playing.
Yeah.
Like it was so whenever I initially joined the band, I took his spot, right? And so like I was left with the fucking daunting task of having to play like his parts. And like if you listen to him, even just like live videos, anything like you can catch, like he's fucking good.
Yeah.
He's really fucking good, and you can find out at the festival too, because like he does it flawlessly. So doing that practice and hearing like all those like parts played like perfectly, like how they should be, I guess, like in my eyes, was like a fucking privilege. It was cool as fuck. Yeah. No, but yeah, you're right. The vibe, just the whole practice, like that whole session felt great. Like even the little jam that we did.
Yeah. So that'll help out for anything future that we may or may not work on. Hopefully people like sweet stuff.
A little something sweet. we need to work on that.
Yeah, we need to work on that. Yeah, but that'll be fun. Playing that show, I think it's fun. I also think it's cool that we're kicking it off. One, because like we're gonna be running that, so we're gonna need to be
all hands
on deck. So we kind of get to play and like, all right, let's get that out of the way and work on everything else.
Avoid having DJ do a heat stroke again.
Yeah, hopefully, that's one of my. It's on my goal list. Like, make sure, TJ doesn't have a heat stroke.
He eats.
And it doesn't pop off. You know what I mean? I don't have to pack him a lunch or something. Yeah, that's a smart idea. I'm gonna pack people lunch. We should have a breakfast, like all together.
That'd be tight.
That'd be cool. With it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Set up Daisy though.
Breakfast? Yeah. Who knows how to cook? Nah, we'll go somewhere. Yeah, but that'll be fun. Like I said, I'll get to kind of like experience that like together. And like I said, I was always mad that we didn't like play more shows like with you and like write music like also together. So hopefully we can work on that here pretty soon.
Yeah, writing music's hard.
Writing music's hard.
Yeah.
It is hard. Do you write music constantly?
At this given time, I do not know.
I was gonna say it's probably hard to write when you're like in all these bands. Like, who are you writing for?
Yeah,
like, or to pick like which style you're gonna run and have the time to like sit down and like write riffs and shit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even just trying to have the ideas. And the thing that I think is weird is I typically don't listen to like those styles of music where it's more like aggressive or it's like hardcore. Hell yeah, I'll pull up to the shows and shit. But primarily, like, again, I'm listening to, like, female-fronted indie bands, like Soccer Mommy and Mini Trees and shit. And, like, that's Fruit Bats. Like, none of those bands, like, they just sound fucking good. They have really good songs. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely out of my wheelhouse to try and think about, like, doing those types of riffs. But I have the pleasure of being a part of those bands.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I do not have the time to at this present time to sit down and be like, all right, let me write a riff.
Yeah,
it's just been like, oh, I need to practice or get ready. I need to know what the fuck I'm doing for this set. Oh, I also need to figure out, oh, I'm playing with them, all right, fuck, I need to figure that out. Like tomorrow I'm playing with Karama or like practicing and I'm like, shit, I need to run through the songs. And then we're playing on Saturday and I'm like, oh shit, I really need to like run. When am I gonna have the time to like get that in there, especially with the job. And like we just had our one of our neighbors come by and do our lawn, like front and back.
Yeah.
And it was fucking overgrown as shit in the back. Like it was really bad.
Yeah.
There was weeds and shit growing. I haven't had the time to do or think about doing any of that.
Yeah.
So it was cool, but it's been on my mind like, oh, like I should probably figure out mowing a lawn like here and there, like carving out some time to do that. And Saturdays come over and like I just wake up and it's like 10 or 11 because I wanted to sleep in. And then I have to go on and do whatever the fuck else for the day, like hang out with friends or go to band practice or go to some show.
Yeah.
So
that's right. Yeah. Again, it comes back to that time.
Yeah.
Can someone invent a time machine? Doesn't have to go anywhere. Just like if you could stop time for a second, sleep, and wake back up and just have the whole fucking day.
Honestly,
that's all you need. You don't need it. I ain't trying to see how I die and shit, you know what I mean? And I ain't trying to go back in time and try to fix mistakes, all right? They've already been made. I mean, it's too much effort, and odds are I'm just going to do it all over again.
Yeah. So. Well, with that mindset, maybe.
Some of them were kind of fun.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think we have our plates full. You definitely more so, and I don't know how you find the time, but you do inspire me.
Oh, thank you, man.
You know what I mean? Like it's one thing I enjoy about this team, but with you, it's like there is time to get this shit done. Whenever I think I don't have time, you're one of those people I look at. I'm like, dude, you do so much. Like I can figure out like how to carve time and get this shit done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's prioritizing to be able to do the things that you love, And that's kind of one of the things I always take from you. That like it's weird, but like things that I've taken to heart is like the I'm just happy to be here quote that like I heard from you literally from like meeting you.
Yeah.
Is what like I've always heard from you, and sometimes I'll take that to heart and just be like, yeah, man, let's just enjoy like being in this moment, like at the moment. And I'm like, I feel like I get that a lot from you.
I'm gonna shout out real quickly old roommate Luis, because he initially started saying that.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah. Someone give him a shout out. I'm gonna take his thunder.
You killed his band.
It was long overdue.
It was their time.
Yeah, you were saying.
But yeah, that's one of those things, like enjoying the moment, working hard for the stuff that you like want to do. If you love doing something, then you'll find the time to be able to do it. And yeah, man, I'm glad to call you a friend. I'm glad to call you one of my best friends, and then like also now doing business together.
Yeah,
and, hopefully we don't end up like those companies at each other's throat, hating each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you mean like Facebook? Nah, never be us.
Nah.
But we're not taking into consideration all the commuting that I fucking do either.
Holy
which is like
shit,
takes hours of my fucking days.
How long? Like to get here today? How long did it take?
I don't know, maybe like 45, 50 minutes.
And that's on a good traffic day.
Yeah.
Normally when you have to be here for a show, it's at least an hour or over an hour.
Yeah.
And then like still doing whatever event, either playing or if we're hosting it, and then like
driving back.
Yeah. Waking. Yeah. The commuting is fucking insane that you do.
Yeah.
And you're lucky you have a Prius.
I'm lucky it's still fucking kicking too. Yeah.
We do appreciate that. Like, I really do. Sometimes I forget and I'm like, nah, man. Like, so when like sometimes when we're doing a show and then like you're like, yeah, I'm gonna wait for traffic now. I was like, hey man, let him wait for traffic. Like, let him at least have that. Like, he's already driving like far. Yeah. Which is why like I like that we're doing it, trying to like work out in Dallas now too. One, because it's new and it's again for me, like it just gets me out of here too a little bit. But I mean that obviously helps you. Like yesterday we went to the show over there. That was only a 20-minute drive for you. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, that must be nice.
Yeah.
Because like I was still driving here and I get a text from him. He's like, I'm home. I'm like, yeah, man, you deserve one of these. You deserve one of these easy commutes. You know what I mean?
You know what? I'll throw you a bone. Fuck it.
I literally am like, man, I'm spoiled as fuck whenever we throw shows here. Like Altum Theater is fucking 10 minutes from here, maybe.
Y'all, that's 10 minutes for y'all?
Maybe.
Y'all raggedy sons of bitches. It's fucking forever for me.
Altum is like 10. The Post is like 5.
Nah, the Distinguisher show, that traffic was fucking ass.
Yeah.
It was like initially maybe like 50 minutes. And I was already like late as fuck, like trying to pick up the guarantee for the band and shit. And then there's another ATM that doesn't work, and I'm like, God, dude. But so all that happened. I'm already late to the show, and it's like 50 minutes, and it goes to 55 minutes, and I'm like, why the fuck did you choose this route, you son of a bitch? And then I'm like speeding in the tollway, and it's still like maybe down to 49 minutes, and it like,
yeah, we need to meet more in the middle.
I'll be all right. I'm like hoping that we get to the point where I can just get a Tesla to do all of the driving for me, and I'm just there like, slouched over.
Nice. Yeah, we'll figure it out here.
Watching some fine films.
Some fine films. It's like, oh. Yo, we probably shouldn't be drinking. I was drinking wine, watching some fine films. I was like, yeah, maybe not drink and drive.
No, we don't.
Although the Tesla's driving.
Yeah, the Tesla is driving. So
can you get arrested? You think so? I mean, I guess you're still operating the vehicle.
Yeah, technically. I'm sure they got some legal things.
Jumbo.
Yeah.
Shit. All right, man. We've been talking for a bit. I didn't think it was that long, and I looked. I'm like, oh, okay.
Where are we at?
52 minutes.
52 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I don't know how.
All right, cool.
But
that was a lot easier than I was anticipating.
I'm telling you, like they're easy. All you do is talk. I mean, we do this shit all the time. We literally just have to throw cameras on and just be like, okay, cool. You just ignore those. I'm talking to you. That's why I like this setup more. honestly, like the table, and then being able like to be face to face you, because that way you can ignore this shit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
You know, cameras and all this light stuff, and just be like, oh, okay, I'm just talking to this dude here, and it makes it a little easier. You know what I mean? I've had people like who are super nervous, and then they've kind of gotten comfort and I don't know, because like some people, you know, like are nervous, don't like looking at people and saying, but it kind of, I don't know why it kind of works. It lets them not be as distracted.
Yeah,
I think.
I can see that.
But I mean, it's worked. It's worked out, and the setup seems to work.
Like anytime, like I'm talking directly to you, I'm not really worried about that. So I could definitely see that.
Yeah. So you don't really pay attention, and then I think I had someone, I think it was like Blood Diamond, who was like, "Am I supposed to be talking to the camera?" And I'm like, "Nah, man, that's gonna look creepy." Like, and I think about that. I was like, "Oh, like people are used to like, you know, like having to like look and stare or something, like straight into, like if you're doing an Instagram video or whatever you're doing, like you're looking into the camera."
Oh yeah.
But this one's more. It's literally. It feels like it's more like of a viewer looking at us talk. You know what I mean? And it looks like you would be. As far as like when I look at like watch podcasts or any like interviews or anything like that, I'm watching, but I like the way it's formatted. I usually feels like, oh, I'm just sitting down over there. You know what I mean? And I'm just like listening to them talk.
Yeah, you're like part of the audience or something.
Exactly.
I can see that. It's definitely a different layout from like whenever you're doing like the one in DJ's room where it's like with Space Punk Cowboys or Bad Astronauts.
Yeah, it's different when I was doing them in here, but on the couches, like you were still like jagged into shit. You weren't like really engaged all the time with the person. It kind of felt that way. And again, it gives you more shot of distraction with like anything else. But here, I'm like, oh, we're just talking to each other. So we'll figure it out. One day we'll get a podcast studio. Yeah, we'll make it all fancy and nice. But
we'll rent out Joe Rogan's whenever like that goes down.
He's like, hey man, real cheap. I got $350.
Best I can do.
Best I can do. But man, thank you for coming over here and making the commute. One of many that you make over here.
My pleasure. My
Your
pleasure.
pilgrimage.
It's always worth it. I feel like anytime, even on the way over here, I always get like feeling tired, and I was like, man, it's gonna be fucking cool if I can hit Summer Moon before I get here. It's gonna be tight, and they're fucking closed at 8. So
they closed at 8?
Yeah, they closed at 8. So if I'd left earlier, I would have probably made it, but busy doing stuff.
I owe you some Summer Moon.
Yeah, you owe me some Summer Moon.
I'll get you some Summer Moon.
Can we go to Spiral Diner?
Yeah, do you want me to take you to Spiral Diner?
Let's go.
Get you some, get you that,
Hell's Half Acre.
That Hell's Half Acre that you like.
God.
Yeah. Get you a little shake. Get you a little Oreo shake that they do over there.
God damn, I'm gonna be gassy.
Hell yeah, boy. Be farting it up in here.
All plant-based.
Plant-based. All plant-based. Speaking of plant-based, Potosi is going to be at 420 Takedown.
I'm fucking excited for that.
You guys know what 420 Takedown is?
Yeah. I know Paul, too, from Planta. He was kind enough to drop off some carne asada to my home. He actually lives
to
like,
my home.
Yeah, he lives like in the Mesquite area. So
oh,
like,
really?
Yeah.
No.
He was like, yeah, I'm like literally down that way. I'm like, oh, it's fucking tight, dude. What the fuck? Like, wouldn't anticipate anybody like in their fucking life deciding to live in Mesquite.
You live there, bitch.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 420 Takedown Festival is going to be fun. It's going to be a fun day.
Yeah.
Bring everybody that you know out to this. Definitely buy tickets now. They are only $15 right now. Day of show, they're going to be $20. But 15 shows, you get to pick whoever your favorite band is.
Yeah.
You also get to help support them. So
Support your fucking local.
Exactly. There's a bunch of great local bands on this sucker. Very talented bands.
Yeah, I'd love to support all of them, but I just can't. You just can't.
Yeah, you'd probably be playing for all of them, dude, if you could.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
And then a bunch of cool vendors, and we'll have a lot of cool. Actually, I think we have like 3 or 4 like food options this time around. So definitely plenty of variety for anybody wanting to just have a fun day. And then after the whole show's over, we still have the after party. We have more cool stuff at the Tub Bar, which is literally right around the corner.
Which is Bathtub Gins.
Bathtub Gins.
Full name, right?
It's called the Tub now.
The Tub? Oh, they changed it?
Yeah, but I think on Google it's still Bathtub Gins.
Okay.
I don't know if that's switched. So yeah, Bathtub Gins, Tub. Everything will be linked below.
It's down the street.
Go hang out, party. working on that busting.
Come watch us be stressed.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll be de-stressing at that point. During the festival, we'll be stressing out. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be de-stressing. I think it's just going to be a fun day all around.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And lots of cool stuff to come, man. And I'm happy that we get to be on this journey together. And I swear, I told myself I wouldn't cry, and I'm not going to because there's I don't know. We're just having fun times, all right? I cry on my own time, okay, not on camera.
Yeah.
And
Last week.
Thank you for stopping by again. Dang.
Last week.
Yeah.
Or when we were drinking.
Oh my god. Set a flashback to Emma. Just gonna pause it. Getting the flashbacks thing. The war flashbacks.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for coming by. Thank you for stopping and talking to me. Thank you for everything that you do. And I'm excited with you guys coming up, man. Because luckily I get to know that shit before people know. And it's great. Great times. Again,
Tell you about the Ballista stuff.
Yeah.
If y'all need some guitar work done, I'm gonna shamelessly self-plug myself.
Go for it.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Yeah. If y'all need some guitar work done, I don't know. If you need a fill-in.
Bitch, you trying to join more bands? They already they just heard the Grim Reaper story, bitch. Ain't nobody gonna let you join.
There's too many bands.
I'm trying to lower the saturated market right now.
To even it out for Ballista, because this is all Ballista territory, motherfucker.
Or if you need some Ballista territory, motherfucker.
You son of a bitch.
If that's a service you should offer. If you need your band taken out, then hire my man over here. You know, anything.
Yeah, guitar, bass.
Yeah.
Good times.
It was good times. You're a sweetheart. And thank you. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.